kind of weird bar. What the fuck? What's that weird bar? I don't know what that is. I've seen that before. Does that? Don't know why it's doing it. No. Need my puffer. my beanie. I'm going to just use this one for now. Fucking teeth. Flaming mongrel teeth. That pretty much everything works. Not a problem. Just totally works fine. Yeah, okay. That pretty much everything works. Sorry about the double cough action. G'day, how's it going? I got 2 likes. How the hell does it do that? Like, what? No, it's got 1 like. But how the hell does it do it? I wish I knew. I wish I knew. And now it's 0. How does it have 1 like on there? Like, honestly. I wish I could film that one from that one. Because it's got 0 likes. But on this, it's got 1. It's so weird. But now, if I got that, it's 1. And now that's 1. Oh, I can't fucking work that out. Look, unless someone came in here, liked it, then unliked it. Yeah, now that's got 2. How does it do that? Fucking weird. How does it do that? I need coffee. What time's the sunset? I mean, right, fuck. What time's the sunrise? 6, 9, 10. Oh shit, it's already risen. Like ages ago. No, that's like 6:12. What am I doing? What time's the sunrise? Oh, duh. What an idiot. Like half an hour. Not sure. It's all about this Charlie Kirk guy dying or something. 700 kilometers after Pegasus 5 train.
Review that I was thinking to do since February, and the reason for that is I have a very mixed feeling about those shoes. So let me start from the beginning. These are the Nike Pegasus Trail 5 version. They are like a hybrid version between the trail and the road shoes. So that's how the Nike advertised them. They are trail shoes, but also they're hybrid, so they're supposed to be good for a road. And the reason I bought these shoes is because, the winter was coming and I wanted some shoes that are good for, the bad weather, a little bit colder, when it's wet, when it's a little bit frosty. I mainly use them for the road, in my park. I use them for like a typical everyday training. So last year I bought this version with the winter in mind. This is gonna be my honest review after 700 kilometers. And what I think is about these shoes, it's different from what I read on the internet. So I'm actually impressed with these shoes. And let me explain why. These shoes, in my opinion, are good for like everyday running. Let's say you want to do your pace 10k in the park, that's grand. Let's say you want to do your slow long run, I don't know, maybe 15 kilometers, that's grand. Let's say you want to do the slow half marathon, and that's where the problem starts with these shoes, anything longer, in my opinion, anything a little bit faster, let's say around 4 minutes per kilometer pace, that the shoes doesn't feel right anymore. So my first impression on the anything a little bit faster, let's say around 4 minutes per kilometer pace.
4 minutes per kilometer? Fucking hell. 60 divided by 4. What is that? 15. I forgot what I was doing. $15 kilometers an hour. What? It's 4 Ks. Is that what that is? Something.
The shoes doesn't feel right anymore. So my first impression on the shoes when I went to the local park to do my base 10K was grand. The problem actually started when I went for like a proper race, 10 miler, and I ordered my racing shoes, Nike Zoom Fly 5, and they didn't arrive on time. So I didn't have an option other than wear these shoes for the 10 miler. 10 miler I run in pace around 3:58. When I wore these shoes for this 10 miler and I went it, a little bit faster in it, my legs were destroyed. I got a black toe. After that, my feet, felt very uncomfortable in them. And to be honest with you, I never felt anything like that in any other shoes. That was the first time I was thinking I'm going to do a review about these shoes, but I said, nah. And that's it, After that time, it struck my head, that these shoes are not for any type of road racing. And that's fine, because they are supposed to be trail shoes. So then I took the shoes on like a park run that is like a proper trail, in the forest with a lot of mud, a lot of hills, up and downs. But, I wasn't really running that park run any fast, I was running into around, 4:30 pace, and they were grand, on the wet day when the weather actually was my biggest problem, the shoes feel okay. But then, 2 weeks ago, I took these shoes for the proper trail race, in the proper terrain, with the hills, with the mud, with a lot of rocks, on the cliffs, and oh my god, these shoes, they're not made for the purpose or proper trails, okay? So different, but I enjoy it. There's one thing, I need to get a better shoes. I need to get a better shoes. I have a Nike Pegasus Trail version 5, but they are not, they are really terrible shoes. Definitely not for this kind of race, when you have like a proper rocks, smooth and everything. These shoes are good for a local park, local forest, with the even, maybe a little bit hills, but with the even surface, no rocks, no proper hills, nothing like that. Just the normal base running in the park, in the forest, on the road. Yes, they are good for that. But any type of racing, either on the road or proper trail racing with the rocks, these shoes are, in my opinion, these shoes are not made of foam. Okay. And the reason for that is because every time I try to run faster in these shoes, I feel a little bit, my foot doesn't feel comfortable, they feel like a kind of warmish on the front here around my fingers. For any kind of speed work, those shoes are not good. Forget about, sprint session, forget about, tempo runs. They're not good for any type of the run, because my foot, they were really always tired after that, they didn't feel good. Completely different than when I wore any other Nike shoes. Like I've been using the Nike Pegasus, but the normal version, not trail version, the normal version since version, I don't know, 37, 38. And they were always perfect for the normal, training that you do on the daily basis, the normal base run, the normal tempo, the normal, speed session that you do every week, they were grand. These shoes, they're not for that. And literally last week when I got this proper the trail race, I felt in those shoes every single rock. The mud, they were wet straight away. The foot again felt very uncomfortable. It feels like this kind of a burn here on the bottom when I go faster. After that, I said, I think, you know what, I need to share my opinion on that, because every time I go on the internet, and actually I went on the Nike.com today and I saw the reviews of the shoes, and The shoe has like I don't remember, 150 to 100 reviews. All of them are 5 stars, saying they're great shoes. And you know what? Maybe they are great shoes, but not for me, not for the races, not for the speed work, not for paper trial, but for the people who are just working, doing like, slow run every day in the park. They're probably good, As I said, I bought them with the intention for the winter. In the winter they are okay in the park for a little bit frost and everything. They're grand. They just get very dirty, but it's because they're white. Another actually good thing I could say about these shoes is, I have done 700 kilometers in them. The sole of the shoes is actually still in the pretty good condition. The shoe is actually in a perfect condition. After 700 kilometers, there's nothing here. Zero damage. Nothing, nothing. Yeah. I can see a tiny bit here, but that's after 700 kilometers, that's nothing. The shoes are made very well, I can say that, I think I got them on a sale for 120. I see they are on the Nike.com at the moment for around 140, 150. They are made very good.
No.
They are good shoes if you want to do your base run, nothing else, okay? Base run in park, base run in forest, on the different terrain, they're grand. Anything other than that, in my opinion, these shoes are not made for, okay? And I think that's probably, it is what it is, They are not really racing shoes. They are not really proper trail shoes. They're just shoes for everyday use, maybe without the speed work or anything like that. So that's my honest opinion. As I said, I was very surprised. Okay, base run in park, base run in forest, on the different terrain, they're grand. Anything other than that, in my opinion, these shoes are not made for. Okay, and I think that's probably, it is what it is. They are not really racing shoes. They are not really proper trail shoes. They're just shoes for everyday use, maybe without the speed work or anything like that. So that's my honest opinion. As I said, I was very surprised when I saw all the reviews today. Many people seem to be happy with those shoes. That's why I think my opinion is a little bit different, but that's how I feel. Anyway, that's how I feel about these shoes. And now, let me know in comments if you own these shoes. What do you think about them? I'm waiting for your comment. I'm waiting for the subscribe, and I see you in the next one.
I'm trying to find these shoes, man. I might go head towards the coffee shop soon. I've got to grab this. Fuck, it's been 28 minutes. Wait for that chick anyway. She just stayed in bed, to be honest. think I could handle Gillies right now. I had too many. Two months ago.
Today I have a shoes review, a review that I was thinking to do since February. And the reason for that is I have a very mixed feeling about those shoes. So let me start from the beginning. These are the Nike Pegasus Trail 5 version. They are like a hybrid version between the trail and the road shoes. So that's how the Nike advertised them. They are trail shoes, but also they're hybrid, so they're supposed to be good for a road. And the reason I bought these shoes is because, the winter was coming and I wanted some shoes that are good for, the bad weather, a little bit colder, when it's wet, when it's a little bit frosty. I mainly use them for the road, in my park. I use them for like a typical everyday training. So last year I bought this version with the winter in mind. This is gonna be my honest review after 7.
Is that the same fucking video?
What I think is about these shoes, it's different from what I read on the internet. So I'm not really impressed with these shoes, okay? And let me explain why. These shoes, in my opinion, are good for like everyday running. Let's say you want to do your pace 10K in the park, that's grand. Let's say you want to do your slow long run, I don't know, maybe 15 kilometers, that's grand. Let's say you want to do the slow.
I want to find his other content. It's interesting he's got that, and nothing else really. What shoes does he actually use then? Playlists, reviews, shoe reviews, hiking. That's actually what I was searching. Yeah, fuck this. What? That's freaked out ass. That's tripped out. That is tripped out. That's not the search I wanted. Where'd that go? Well, hiking. Let's see what this is.
Personally, you can get by perfectly fine with trail runners. This video looks at the pros and cons of hiking and trail runners and includes a buyer's guide on what to look for in a good pair of trail runners. In 2012, I ran my first Tough Mudder and bought my first pair of trail runners for it. Crushed the obstacles, but the running didn't go so well. So I hit the road and trained. And after running a half marathon down the Las Vegas Strip, I realized that the pavement just wasn't right for my knee. So I stuck to the trails and kept running. And started actually hiking a lot more often in my trail runners. Trail runners have a lot of great benefits for hiking. They're lightweight, weighing about 10 to 11 ounces compared to hiking boots at 2 to 3 pounds. They have great flexibility to help you get across the rugged terrain. Trail runners have virtually no break-in period, which, to be fair, the Merrell Moab doesn't either. And then they're affordable. Trail runners are going to run you about $100 to $120, where most hiking boots are about $150 to $200. To add a little bit more detail around the weight, it doesn't seem like a big difference when you're only talking about a pound and a half. However, several studies have shown just 3.5 ounces added to a shoe will increase the energy a runner needs to expend by 1%. For hikes that are several miles and can last hours, that can really add up and put a great deal of strain on your body. For all the pros of hiking and trail runners, there's certainly some cons. If you plan to go on serious long hikes, trail runners lack the durability that a hiking boot has. So you're going to have to replace them more often. The grip on trail runners, although fantastic, definitely serve a different purpose than they do for hiking boots. Then cold weather insulation. For early morning hikes or hikes in winter, you're absolutely going to want a hiking boot. Hiking boots have a purpose, and for long hikes, the comfort and protection you're going to get from a hiking boot is incomparable to trail runners. On hikingbeginner.com, we recently did a deep dive on hiking boots compared to various different footwears. That includes cross trainers, Converse, combat boots, hunting boots, and cowboy boots, and of course, the trail runner. You can read all those articles in the description below. Hiking boots are unique, and when comparing them to different footwear, you have to look at what actually makes a hiking boot special. Let's take a look. The key components of hiking boots are the lugs, the grip and meat of the boot, the upper, which stabilizes the foot and protects your ankle, eyelet, to further secure your foot and keep the laces tight, the midsole, which provides cushion while allowing flex, and then the toe cap and the ram, which provide durability at the most vulnerable location of a boot, the toe. Footwear is by far the most essential article of clothing you can wear on a hike. Sure, in extreme cold and extreme heat, hiking pants and hiking shirts can be life saving. But on every hike, you run the risk of dangerous slips and falls. A study on hiking injuries found 42% of hikers suffered from ankle injuries, 13% from head injuries, and 10% lower leg. And 70% of those hikers were wearing ankle-high hiking boots just like these. 58% were using hiking poles, trekking poles of some sort. For easy hikes on well-maintained trails, you can get by just fine with cross trainers. However, as you advance to more challenging trails, you can't discount how important it is to have a great hiking boot. These days, models of trail runners range. They range from the hybrid, street, and light trail models to the rugged and off-trail models. When buying trail runners, focus on the comfort, the grip, and the drop. The drop is the difference between the padding on the heel to the toe, with runners generally having a higher drop and then your barefoot shoe having zero drop. Not everyone finds drop comfortable, so be sure to try different pairs and different drop variations to see how it feels on your foot. You're going to want to make sure that you have a pattern of grip that's close to a hiking boot. Many of the off-trail and the most rugged trail runners are made by the same companies that make the best hiking boots. That's Merrell, Hoka, and Salomon. And then the lightweight models are often the Nike, Adidas, and New Balances that really become household names. And then comfort. You never know just how long a hike is going to take or where a trail is going to lead you. I made the mistake of turning a 6-mile hike into a 14-mile hike when someone we met along the trail offered a shortcut. Never accept a shortcut from a stranger on a trail. By the end, my feet were killing me, and quite frankly, my trail runners could not hold up to that stress. If you're a runner and a casual hiker, I definitely recommend a pair of trail runners. But the moment you decide to step up your hiking, you're going to need a serious pair of hiking boots. To learn more, visit hikingbeginner.com, subscribe to our channel, and stay tuned as we bring out more informative articles and videos just like this. Get out to the trail this weekend and have a safe and adventurous hike. Thanks for watching.
Really? There's some massive outro?
Let's take a deep dive.
Well, his outro was like, it was weird. I'm gonna find a hiker. Let's review them. I'm gonna get cruising soon, legends. It's too early for everybody. those lights changing? I don't know. It might be. "6:09 a.m. Fucking teeth. It's so annoying. If you've got teeth, make sure you keep them. Just like people. It's about that time. I'm gonna get there real early and be the first person. I might have a spliff. I might fucking smoke a spliff out the front. A mini spliff out the front. Ah, fuck it, let's just take a wee one. Why don't you do the right thing? Huh? Oops, just comes out. Nike Pegasus Trail 5, that's what I want, man. I think. How are they like two, whatever, like in store? $200, I think. It's pretty crazy. React X. Maybe React X is better. Alright, I'm gonna go make coffee. Peace out, legends. Stay magical, stay toasted. Jezza out. Well, you.